Hello everybody, this is Linda in rainy Hawaii. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I made some Celtic heart knots there, put them on a cushion, and I thought I want to make something. I'm sort of housebound because of the weather and the virus, so I thought I would make a little doll. And I just grabbed some things that I had in my stash. And so I'm just going to show you, oh dear, this is going to be kind of a rough kind of a doll, but I love to make paper dolls, as you know. So what I've done is I've taken a cardstock picture that looks kind of like an Irish lady to me. She's green anyway. And then I already dyed some just cotton fabric, and I've put that there, and I've gone ahead and glued that on. I am going to use a hot glue gun, can you believe it? I normally don't, because I wanted this to be hasty tasty. So anyway, I'm going to show you what I would do with this. I love to make paper dolls, and then this one I thought would look kind of neat all in green. And so I've gone ahead, and I'll show you what I did. I went ahead and I pulled out from my stash 3 fabrics that were green. I pulled out some tulle, and this is like a spotted, it's got silver spots. It's a green, another kind of a tulle. And the third one is some cheesecloth that's dyed green. And these were not new. I had them in my stash, so I just thought, well, that'll work. So I pulled those out. I also pulled out a piece of ribbon that I found that was green. And then I found a doily. This was a whole doily. It was already green. And what I did was first of all, I cut out the center of the doily like that. That's the center, because I'm going to use that bit. So I cut that out, and then I found a green emerald, real emerald there, piece of, I don't know, gemstone. And so I'm going to use one of these, and I'm going to use the piece I cut out, and I cut the doily in half, as I said. So I think that's kind of all I need to do. I was going to put this together. Oh, I wanted to put something on a head too. So I took the same 3 components that I had before, and I gathered them also. I've done this ahead of time. I gathered these on the sewing machine. So those are already done. And I don't know what I'm going to do. And then I've also got a nice postcard. This is giving me inspiration, this postcard. So I'm going to put that aside. Now I'll show you what I've come up with. I thought the first thing I do when I do these is I make the skirt. So I'm going to go ahead, and I've got some hot glue, and unfortunately I have to reach across because that's where my plug is. So I'm going to put some hot glue on the bottom here. I don't know what's happened to the other piece. And then I'm going to go ahead and put that on. That was the piece that I showed you, the larger piece that I gathered. So once I get that in place, I've got something to work with, and something that's going to work out maybe, hopefully a little stylish. I'm just going to get the hot glue over this way. So the next thing to do is to bring some of the skirt around to the back. And so what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to put some more hot glue here, and I'm just getting, I can't touch it because this is when I always burn myself. So I'm just going to bring that around to the back on that side, and then on this side I'll also bring it around a little bit to the back. So I'll put that there, and I'm going to bring that around to the back as well. So that's giving me sort of the semblance of a skirt. Now, of course, it needs to be straightened out and fixed up a little bit. And because it's so long, I don't know whether you can see, how long it is, but it's very long, particularly the underskirt. Now, that's too long. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to pull these over. And first of all, I'm going to take up some of this and I'm going to take some up toward the back. Put this, hope you can see. Okay, here we go. And I'll put that there. The birds are going crazy because it's so wet and so nasty out. And this is just very rough. Normally I would either sew this by hand or I'd use wet glue, like the gold bottle. Okay, so that, to me, that suits just fine. Now, I'm going to put a bow here. I have to make the bow, and then I'm going to make an ornament. So the next thing to do is to fix up the bow. So I just tied a bow right now, but I want to add a little glue there, sort of pinch it, and then I'm going to add that there. She's an Irish colleen, and you know, I give myself permission to do this because I am about half Irish and I know how to do all the Irish dances too. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them, because I used to compete. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so that's good. Now, I think the next thing I'll do is make her a hat of some sort. I don't know what I'm going to do for a hat. I haven't really given it a whole lot of thought, but I thought I'd do something kind of funky. So what I'm going to do is going to put some hot glue there, and I'll put some on the back too. And I'm going to see what I can do with this. So I'll put that there. And I've just squeezed a bit onto the back, so I've pushed that down. Now, what I think I will do is try and... I want it to be more of like a bonnet. I don't want it to be too crazy. So I think I want it to be a bonnet with a sort of a brim like that. So what I'm going to do is turn it over while I'm holding it. And I'll put glue just where I was holding it and see if I can get it to stay right there. Sometimes it's good to use a wooden something to hold the glue. Okay, so that's kind of like I wanted. It's not too bad. This piece hanging down here annoys me, so I'll have to glue that back. I love making paper dolls. Okay, so let's say that's the paper doll hat. So there she is. She's got the bow here, and the bow should be on there. It needs a little... I need a little glue underneath because it's coming apart under there. And when I'm off camera, I will go back and I'll finish. You notice, you know, there's cardboard at the back, so I'll be finishing all that. So right now, that's that. And I thought I might cut it like that. And like that, so that's good. And I'll sort of just, this is wide ribbon, so I can sort of pucker it up a bit. Now the only thing that she needs, in my opinion, there she is. She looks really, I mean, her skirt turned out pretty neat, even though it's so fast. I'm going to put a shawl around her now. And in order to make a shawl, you would think you'd put the shawl this way, but no, I like to put the shawl this way. So that's up that way. And I'm going to see what I can do. So what I thought I would do is I will put that. So what I need to do to start that is I'll need to put some hot glue on the back here. So just so I can hold that. So I've got that there. Ouch. Okay, now I'm up to there, so I've done that. She's got, and she's a country lass, isn't she? She's a country lass there. So I've already got the hot glue on the back, and I'm trying to keep my fingers from burning. So I'm just holding it for a minute. Okay, that. Okay, now, in order to pin it together, or put it together like a real shawl, I'm going to pull that up a bit. I'm going to pull that up a bit. And then, remember I had taken the center out of the doily, and then I found this real emerald. So what I thought I would do is make a, well, first of all I have to adhere this to the back a little more. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere it more up on her head. I don't know whether you can see that or not, can you? But anyway, what I'm doing is I'm putting the doily up toward her hat more. And then when I bring it around to the front, I'm going to get a little more glue. Okay. So now the next thing to do is I'm going to glue one side of the shawl that way. And I'll put this here. And then I'm going to bring this side of the shawl around. And I'm going to glue that on too. So there that is. I just had this idea this morning. I didn't plan it. No planning. Sometimes the best art is when you don't plan it, isn't it? But I do like making paper dolls. I sort of have a formula. I know how to start the skirt and, you know, all that stuff and layer things. So that's easy for me, that part of it. Okay, so then there she is so far. To me, she looks really quite beautiful. And I just wish that I could have got that over there, a little more there. I hear the birds outside. Okay, so then this is the last thing to do. I'm going to glue that on, and then I am going to glue that inside, like that. And that's going to be decoration for her bodice. Now my camera clicked off, so I may have to break this into two parts. I don't quite know, but I'm not going to worry about that, and I'll fix that when I go to try and get it ready to put online. Okay, there it is. So there she is. Let me see now. So that's her skirt, and there she is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the camera so maybe you can see a little better. Okay, there we go. So there she is. That's the top of her, and there's her skirt. And I'll just pull out a little bit so you can see. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is what I call hasty art. Bye-bye for now. Bye. And happy St. Patrick's Day. And stay well.